Hear me all right?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right.
So we're live right now. Uh, I got Bo here. Say your last name again.
Mick
Pronounce it.
mcliechey with the L.
Bo McLeachy.
That a boy.
Okay. I always have a hard time pronouncing your last name.
It's all right,
But
man.
welcome back to another episode of the SCARNation podcast. We got Bo McLeachy here to tell his story, his strength and hope. So let me go in here and manually switch it to public. Boom. And we're public, man. Let's
That's what's up.
go.
Let's get it, Star Nation. Let's get it.
All right, so yeah, okay, we already got two people up in here. All right, man. While the people start to roll in, I'll post the comments up on the screen. So as long as I can get to them fast enough, I'll be sure to post the comments up on the screen. Before we get started, ways that you can support: hit the like button, share the video out. If you want to take it a step further, you can send stars. That's another great way to support. Shout out to all my supporters, star senders, and just all the badass SCAR members we got out there.
Don't forget the
So,
subscribers either, Josh.
the subscribers too. That's right.
Yep,
That's
yep,
right. Thank
yep.
you for throwing that in. The subscribers, all the SCAR members that support this movement and help it get out to more people, man. I'm very appreciative of y'all. So let's get right into it. Bo, go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right. For the ones that don't know me, my name's Bo. 35 years old. I mean, I said it last time. I ain't real good with dates, so we're gonna skip all the dates and just kind of take it back. So I mean, I've been in and out of addiction. I mean, since I was 15 years old, I started. I mean, I guess we'll take it as childhood. It started with the trauma. Went through shit as a kid. Seeing my mom in our relationships, got with a real abusive boyfriend. And I carried that stuff because I never wanted to be different from anybody else. So I always type of person to just keep everything inside instead of talking to people, trying to vent. Figure out how to think shit through properly. So it kind of started there. We went through that shit. Quite a few years that happened, and then just all my schoolhood or childhood on up through school. I just always tried to fit in. Whatever group I was running with, I just try to just fit in. Whatever was going on, I'm all about it. Put me in, let's do it. So that rolled into weed came on the scene when we were in high school. So started with the weed like most people, and then that progressed pretty quick into a lot more serious drug addiction. Opiates came out, back when there was a big old flood of opiates out in the streets. So when I hit those opiates, man, that's what filled that void. That childhood trauma that I've been feeling like I was missing out on. I got on those opiates, and the sky was the limit, is what I thought. And it started off fun. Partying, feeling
Yeah.
good, socializing.
So let me ask you this: you started with the marijuana, right? I
Yeah,
can relate to that. I started out with
yeah,
marijuana too. I think a lot of people did.
seems like it.
How old were you when you first tried opiates?
First tried opiates. I mean, I was no, like I said, Josh, I ain't good at dates, so we got to
Right,
think back.
around about. You can just
So
around.
round about probably 16, 17 years
Okay,
old.
early on, soon
Yep.
after the marijuana and the introduction to that. Same story, man. Same.
Yeah. It just seems like how it snowballs. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was cocaine in the mix, or you know what I mean. I was a wild child, man. It was
Mhm.
get through school. I mean, I was in sports during school, and that was short lived. Once this opiate shit took over and cocaine, sports fell off. It wasn't something I was into no more. I was chasing the drugs, getting high is what my life turned into. Um, so yeah, it rolled into the opiates, and we rolled on opiates. I mean, it seemed like once I got hooked, it was a good, I mean, year and a half stretch, and we were at a party one time, and heroin got busted out, and my drug addict self, I'm like, well, shit, why not, so we started with heroin, started snorting this stuff, I really did like the feeling of it, it is one level up from opiates, the feeling wise, so I stuck
Yep.
on those, got stuck on heroin, and that was, I mean, it was downhill from there. The heroin gets
Yeah.
you, and there you go. Same as fentanyl. It's something that you get real, you need it. You ain't functioning without the shit. It's pointless.
Yeah, for sure. When you move up to heroin, it's a different ball game. It starts out as prescription pills, hydros, perks, and then back then when we're about the same age, so when we was 15, 16, 17, that was back in the OxyContin epidemic too.
Yeah.
That was back when OxyContin was real bad. So that's how it usually went for people. It would start with low level opiates like hydrocodones and Percocets, and then they'd move on up to OxyContin, and then because opiates is a progressive thing, so a lot of times people would graduate to heroin in the streets, and that's when you knew you were hooked.
Yeah,
You
at
were
that point,
hooked.
I mean, I'd say I was hooked on opiates, or oxycontin. To be honest with you, it was the tail end of it. I mean, I was hooked on oxycontins. I was ready to move up to something a little more potent. Something to carry me through a little longer.
Yeah,
So we got on the heroin, and I mean, it was just bad shit, man. It was,
yeah. Let's talk about it.
what I mean? Well, let's do it, because to be honest, I'm coming off kind of a shit week as it is. I got just mental shit. Got an uncle that he's battling meth addictions. He just hit the hospital, almost died. He made it through. He's home now. And then I got a sister that she's struggling with the drug abuse, trying to find her way.
So it runs in your family.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this whole week's just kind of been, the whole mindset's just been kind of around drugs, trying to work my way through it, because I'm not there yet. I'm still young, and this process of recovery, I've been through recovery before. Got clean, got my shit right, but I'm still fairly young, so trying to help others, do stuff like that.
The only difference now is you're a dedicated SCAR member. That's gonna make all the
Wow.
difference. Let's go, man. Stand up. You got
No,
this shit, brother.
for real, man. SCARNation, I mean, it saved my life. I won't even lie to you, man. It's the community. It's 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 just what it is. It's we talked about before. I went to rehabs. I've been in and out of some meetings, and it's not for me. I'm a hard headed son of a bitch. It's you just can't tell me it's only one way and there ain't no other way. To skin a cat, and I'm not with it. It just ain't happening for me. I just always been that outsider. Everybody busts a left, I'm going right, and we'll see where it went. Takes me. But yeah, we'll get back to the story. But so got on heroin real bad, and I mean, I always see myself as a pretty honest dude when I'm sober. I mean, I'm honest, man. I'll go out of my way for anybody, take my shirt off my back. It's my personality. It's
and that's a bad way to be in the drug game. It's the same way. People take advantage of you.
I'll take advantage of you, and then it turns into you start taking advantage of people around you too. You start
you
getting
adapt. You adapt with that shit.
yeah, you get real grimy. You start taking shit for people that you typically want it. Hurting people's feelings, and it's a bad snowball effect when you get going like that. So not only are you addicted to the drugs, I mean, you ain't that person to begin with. You know that you can be different, but that drug got you so hooked, you start trampling over people.
You start to prioritize it over everything. That's how it gets. It gets to that level. Like you start. Everybody always says, "I would never do what that person did or this person did," because they were strung out. And a lot of times, you think you won't until you get in that position, and then it's like, maybe I'll do this so I can get high today, or this, that, So the people who have been through it, man, we understand that. That's why I sympathize with people.
Yeah, but to me, Josh, it's getting the people that don't understand it to understand it, because
that's a hard thing to do.
It is, man. But if we can get people to see it somehow, some way, it helps addicts. Just so they're not being judged, and they're not feeling like if they say something to the wrong person, they're gonna get casted out and talked about behind their back. Because I mean, when you're in that dark ass hole, that's the last thing you need, is somebody to run off with something you told them, and make you feel any worse than what you're already feeling. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm about. It wasn't until recently. I mean, I talk addiction to anybody now. Like before, it was just keep everything in, do the mental shit. But now it's just talk to people about it. Try to educate people. Not only do I do it, for other people, I do it for myself, because I don't want other people out there to feel like I felt, like in that dark ass hole. There's no key. You can't get out of it. You're locked in. You can't talk to nobody. Uh, so I mean, I just feel like we talk. I mean, we are loud here at SCARNation. We're talking every day. I seen a girl pop up the other day, on her page that mentioned something that she's not a drug addict, but she's struggling, trying to not turn back to cigarettes. So
Yeah,
I felt obligated to say something like, well, at a certain extent, you're fighting the same battle that we fight, just a different substance.
yeah. A lot of people got addictions, and that's another thing I love about my community. I've managed to draw in a lot of people that are not addicts themselves, but know addicts or try to learn. I got a lot of people that come and follow me and come into my community that just want to learn. And I think that's awesome that people on the outside want to step in and kind of learn, what goes on in people's minds that are addicts. Because, I keep it real. I say it like it is, period. Like it just is what it is with me. I don't care about people's opinions. I'm gonna put it out the way I've seen it in my life, and that's what we do here, man.
Yeah,
So and you're like that too. I can tell. I
yeah,
like it.
it's good. It's good and bad. I mean, I see it as good now, but that so we'll take it back to this story. So yeah, the heroin got a hold of me real good. Uh, Running the streets, pretty bad, doing grimy shit. Wound up getting out probation. I mean, it's inevitable when you're out doing the shit I was doing. So got in trouble with some counterfeit bills. That got me put on probation. I wasn't ready to stop my addiction at that point. Uh, so I wound up getting put away into this was a guy centered. I mean, it was supposed to be for like a kind of a rehab slash. They let you out, go to work, try to get your life back on track. So I wasn't ready mentally to make the change at that point. So we made it through the 60 days. We bullshitted and did our thing. But when I got out, hit the streets again, and you never start back off at the lowest end. It's always wherever you left off. It seems like
Yeah,
you're going from exactly where you left off, if not more, trying to catch up
yeah.
for lost time. It feels like so.
Hmm.
We did that, got strung out again, and then wind up getting a hold of my mom. Uh, Told her, I was at my breaking point. Asked her to reach out, see if she can get me hooked up. I mean, rehabs when you're in straight addiction. I wish there was some way we could fix this or help a little more, but it's a son of a bitch to get yourself into a rehab center or like get as a full blown addict. Like you gotta make so many phone calls and like
Hmm.
we're not trying to do that. We're already so fucking flustered in our head. I just wish there was some kind of streamline. Maybe one day we'll be able to come up with it, but it's
Yeah, the best line I've come up with is the SAMHSA line. You can call that line and find out all the resources in your area. But you're right. You do got to you got to start putting in the footwork.
absolutely.
I wish I could find something or partner up with somebody that would just accept people, like bring them in. There's a process.
Yeah, there's a process, and when you're in you're full blown addiction mode. I mean that process will stress you the fuck out. I mean you'll
Yeah.
run right out to the streets. Something don't go your way, you're already kind of looking for a reason to back out anyway. So
Mhm.
the only reason I kind of brought that up because my sister, they wouldn't accept her because she had Medicaid and Medicare, so she played hell to get into a place, because she was doubled up on insurance, so they ixnayed her. She went through the whole gonna get checked in, and then they came back and they were like, no, we can't take you because you're doubled up on state insurance or whatever it was. So
Yeah, it's crazy,
yeah,
man.
it just kind of pissed me off, that there's slim windows for us wanting to get help, and then kind of get booted back out to the streets because your insurance is you're double up. You got insurance, you're double up, and they don't accept it. But so I got in the rehab. Went to the Gilmore Center here in Michigan, and it was all right. That was my first go about with the rehab, and um, it was pretty quick that I realized that rehab. I mean, because they try to push you into the steps and try to make you
Yeah.
follow suit, and I'm sitting back, and I'm like, I wasn't about it.
Mhm.
I was there, I felt good. I was getting clean. Got all my withdrawals out of the way. I was, I was feeling good physically, but mentally, I'm like, this shit ain't for me. There's no way that I can get out and follow this path that they're telling me I need to do and
Yeah.
do these steps because it just ain't me. But so did my rehab, got out. I did pretty good. I met my wife, my current wife. I guess my only wife. Only been married once, but and God bless her heart because I've done through her through some fucking fires. But met her, had her first kid. Got a house, went to college, got in the HVAC. Living a pretty decent life. And then I had a pretty bad relapse. I got playing around with pills.
Mm.
A guy at work had some Adderall. Your confidence is up, so you think you got shit under control, and it just one pill led to a heroin relapse.
Yeah.
So it was made up my mind, made the drive down, got some heroin, and I went right back to snorting it. I mean shooting it up. That was a couple years down the road when I relapsed on the heroin, and uh, that I overdosed is what happened. So it probably wasn't 20, 30 minutes down the road. My ears started ringing. I couldn't even focus. Everything was blurry. So I made it to a McDonald's, parked my car, passed out for the night, woke up in the morning, still had a little more. So I wound up shooting it up. Um, Same thing. And at that point, Josh, looking back, hearing about this fentanyl, it was probably fentanyl, at that point, because
Yeah.
I was a couple years out of it, and it just sent me for a hell of a ride. Wound up shooting up. I don't remember really the drive from. It was a 30-minute hike from where I was. Don't even remember the drive. I remember stopping at a gas station and going in that gas station. I had tunnel vision going. I was trying to get some water. Got back in my car, and I wind up. Uh, I'm 90% sure it was an overdose. Wind up nodding out, passed out at the wheel, parked my car into a telephone pole. And the first responder got there. He was a couple minutes later. We ain't here like I told you last time. Where I was blue. I was blue, no heartbeat. I was dead in the water. It was yeah. I was a goner. It was only the grace of God that that officer got there. He gave me CPR, got my heartbeat back. They got there, gave me some Narcan, and then I was up in the hospital trying to recover from it for a while. Really no serious injuries, for for smoking a pole doing 50 something miles an hour. I don't know how I walked away like I did. With no bodily injuries other than fucking no heartbeat, which that's worse enough. But
Yeah. You were gone, brother.
yeah, it was there, man. It was play with fire. Yeah, play with fire, and there it goes. So, missed anybody watching that is fighting it. You ain't guaranteed. You ain't guaranteed to make it through your next relapse or your next drug. Drug of choice. It ain't promised.
Oh.
It's just scary, and I just hope you can stay strong enough not to go down that road. But so we rolled into uh, that relapse, that kicked me in gear. I was rocking and rolling pretty good. After that, um, life was good. I didn't go back down that road again after that. Oh, I kind of missed the thing. Just kind of throw back in there how fucked up this addiction is. But after I wrecked that car, I had to go back to the impound to get some personal stuff. And when I got there, I remembered I had something down in the door jamb. It was heroin that was left over, and my stepdad was with me. I was getting my stuff, and just we're sneaky fucking little shit. So I snuck around the car. He was kind of watching me, and I grabbed that little bag, took it back, and after all that bullshit trauma, losing my life, being in the hospital, I that's how bad that addiction gets in your head that it gets back around you, and you wind up doing it a couple days later, after you just had this major trauma episode go down. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
shit sucked, man.
I've been there.
So
I would be getting high the next day after I overdosed.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man, ain't it? It's just a bad mindset. You can't think. I mean, at that point, it's almost like it's impossible to to talk yourself out of fucking anything that your brain's locked in onto. So
Yeah, you have that drug. You have that drug so prioritized. You prioritize it before your life. It's
yeah,
crazy.
it's just scary,
Like
man.
that's what that. I mean, to me, that's a fucking disease. Like that. I believe the disease shit. Like I don't believe in using this as an excuse to not, because you can get clean. Like there's steps you can take, but it really does come right here and
Yeah.
rewire some shit. And it's wild, man. It's wild what it does to people's minds.
Yeah, for anybody that says that it ain't a disease, I mean, you can kiss my black ass because it, it just, I mean, it is. I mean, to have something take over so much, of your brain that you can't fucking control. People looking outside, looking at, well, you can control yourself. I mean, in that
Yeah.
moment, man, it's a whole different fucking monster you're fighting.
I mean, technically, I guess, yeah, you're making decisions, but if you don't have something like jail or rehab literally holding you back
It's
from
hard.
going to get you're gonna go do it.
Yeah,
I don't really know. I don't know if I've ever met an addict that, let's say they're 24 hours in withdrawal and they have the opportunity to use and they just said no. Like I'm not saying that there are people who haven't done that, but that's not common. That
now
that takes some kind of spiritual awakening shit or something, because that's hard to do. And
a
I'm a
lot of things.
strong person, man. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm strong too, and I mean, when I get to that point, there ain't, I'm weak.
Yeah,
you know,
I've been literally hating myself, telling myself, you're a bitch, you're a pussy if you do this shit, you're not a man, you ain't strong. I've literally been telling myself this shit and still go do it. Like
yeah,
it
on the way
really
to
takes control of you.
yeah, on the way to go do it. You're having that whole thought with yourself,
Yeah,
like,
like what the fuck are you doing? What the
yeah,
fuck are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? The whole time, and all you can think about is hitting that parking lot at that motel or wherever the fuck you're going to get your fix. And I was the motherfucker. I'd be doing my shit before I even left the parking lot.
oh,
I,
absolutely, man.
that's just how I was.
And I think, I mean, it's a whole process too. I mean, people just look, it's a substance that we ingest or we put into our system, but I think it's a whole process. From I think you get high before you get high, on the way to go get high. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
mentally, you start kind of ramping up. Uh, so, anyways, we'll keep it moving. But yeah. So I got in that bad accident. Lost my fucking life. Got on a good path, and then I mean, this is where I fall short, man. It's good. Get a little time under your belt, and then I mean, I'm all about trying to get instant gratification and
yeah,
thinking, 2 months in, fucking everything's going good. I'm making amends with everybody. Everything should be forgotten about, and then you start to get kind of cocky with it over time. For me at least, I start to get cocky with it, and then I fall off. I mean, it's never fucking worked. It's never,
yeah,
15 years, fighting drug addiction. That process ain't working, and I know it now. This last bout that I just had, um, it's in my head that I can't keep taking the same route and expecting different outcomes. It ain't fucking working. So I mean, for anybody out there that is on that hamster wheel, you gotta do something majorly different to break
yeah,
that pattern.
yeah. I know what you're talking about. That's what got me with the fentanyl. I got clean. Like I've told my story a few times. A lot of people know, but I got clean when I was 26. Right. I spent a good little 5 years in recovery, and I would dabble though. I would still dabble. Like every now and again, I would dabble. But I had a good 5 year run of like getting my life together and doing right. But when that fentanyl came in the picture, it hooked me immediately, and I didn't want to accept the fact that I was hooked, and it just took me down that road. Took me down that road. I slowly lost everything.
Yeah, that's how it goes, man. I don't think there's any other outcome from it. I really don't. I don't know one addict
Especially for
that
somebody like us, man. That we're always gonna take it too far. I
for sure.
take the gym too far.
Yeah,
Like, but that's my void, man. I fill my void with that. Keeps me clean, keeps me straight, and I'm in that motherfucker every day. So, but I'm cool with that. I'm okay with that. That works for me.
yeah. I seen your video the other day talking about that. I we I wound up going out and getting a farm and, you know, getting animals, getting in the horses, you know, doing some breeding and stuff like that. I mean, that's my addiction, you know what I mean? But fuck,
Yes.
I'll take going to that barn every day and then, you know, battling my thoughts like I did once you get into that substance abuse. So I mean, people can call it what they want, you know, it's pick and choose your poison, you know, it's one or the other. But
We want to be able to see. The problem is what it boils down to. We want to be able to progress in life and still be able to get high,
it don't work.
still be able to you. And you gotta pick one. You
Yeah.
gotta pick success or get high and fucking die soon or some shit like that. That was always my thing. Like I always wanted to have both. Like I can still drink, I can still get high, and I can still be successful. And I would try to balance this shit out. The drugs always win.
Yeah, always, man. I mean, if there's somebody in this world that won, I'd like to meet them. You know, I bet you they're one tough motherfucker. But yeah, I personally can't do it. And in my head, you know, this round I know I can't. You know, I can't play that game no more. So
Yeah.
here, like I said, I ain't fucking good at dates. We're going, I think I'm 4 or 5 months clean at this point. So I got to playing. It's kind of gonna get shitty because yesterday I was out to my dad's, and the story will kind of make sense if I'm done. But so I started playing with Viking and you know, taking them here and there, just kind of like you said, Josh. I was doing it to the point where I psyched myself out mentally, thinking that I had it under control. You know, I'd get up, go to work. Uh, really wasn't relying on it. You know, I didn't think, but lo and behold, that fucking tolerance was slowly fucking building like a cancer inside me.
Yeah.
You know, and then it got to the point where, I mean, I get it. You know, people might say, "Oh, it's only Vicodin," but you start taking enough of them, though you start to come. I mean, you're straight get addicted to them. You know, it's what you got to have to go to bed, what you got to have to wake up, get through the day, or you ain't feeling right. I mean, there's withdrawals that come with Vicodin. You know,
Yeah.
once you get to taking so many.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So we did that. And to be honest, Josh, it took me back to my fucking grimy days. You know, it had me out doing shit that you know, I ain't proud of to this day, and I'm still kind of trying to battle out of it because of people I heard and what I did. But
That
I mean,
shame.
that shame, man, that shame will fucking get you. But and I'm making amends. You know, I'm talking to people. I'm doing my thing, trying to make it right with people. But so it kind of started taking those couple, and then it got as bad. I'd go to you know a doctor's office and just bullshit. I'm like, hey, I got this injury, you know, and they were handing me out, you know, Vicodin right through doctor's office, you know, and it kind of fucked up because it went back to it's on my paper, you know, don't prescribe me, you know, anything addicting. It was on my doctor stuff, but I mean, when you get like that, I mean, you're gonna get it no matter what. So I was able to sweet talk doctors bullshit, you know, on a you know injury that really wasn't even pain related, you know, needed. So that you know it fucking gets you. So you go into a doctor, you know, leave work, go to a doctor's office, bullshit with them. They write you a prescription, go pick it up. You're feeling like a piece of shit because you know, you just lied to get some pain medicine out of a
Yeah.
doctor's office. So then that led into my dad. Uh, he's on pain medicine, you know, and rightfully so. You know, dude, old man busted his ass his whole life, you know, and he's broke down at this point. I'd go there. This how bad. I mean, even at Viking, this how fucking bad I got. This how bad of a addict I am. You know, I'd go with my dad. Take his Vicodin. I mean, the fucked up thing. I knew the days that he's getting the script. You know, the whole thing was mentally wrote down in my head. So I'd go out to my dad's house. Take his Vicodin. I'd replace him with you know something that looks similar. I'm not saying my dad's naive because he's probably one of the smartest men I know, but he's naive when it comes to you know
That stuff. Yeah.
that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
It,
I'd replace it with you know, ibuprofen or Motrin. You know what I mean? Something that looks
or
similar.
Tylenol or something.
Yeah,
Yeah. I used to do that, man. I used to steal pills out of my grandmother's pill bottle. Like I've been there.
yeah. So I did that this past time. You know, and this my stepdad. I mean, any kind of little bit of you know knowledge I have as a man. You know, taking care of family. Uh, you know, he's taught me it. You know, he's embedded it in me when he raised us. You know, for a couple of years that we lived with him. So that one kind of fucked me up. You know, I got back to the point of taking from a man that kind of, you know, somewhat without him probably in my life, you know, I'll be honest, man, I'll probably be out in the streets. I wouldn't be sitting here talking, talking to you. I'd be totally lost without him, in my
He
life.
put the
But
morals in you, huh?
yeah, a little bit of morals, man. A lot of morals. And the sit there and take his medicine, knowing he needs it, and hearing him say how bad he's hurting, and I know the reason why he's hurting because he's taking Tylenol and not what he should be taking. That one, I mean,
Right. That would weigh on your conscience. I see.
yeah, man, that, that
Yeah.
that put me in a fucking black hole. Like it was to be honest, I really never kind of played suicide, and then it got me to that point, just so mentally fucked up. You know, those thoughts were running through my head. My family. I was still going to work. I was still doing my thing, but I wasn't mentally present. I was mind fucked. So this past time, I hit rock bottom. I mean, I lost my shit. I wound up driving all the way to Arkansas, just kind of break away and try to start to just distance myself for a minute, figure out how I was gonna work back and get to where I am today. But so I went down, talked to my mom about some shit, that kind of got brushed under the rug as when we were a child, shit that happened that none of us talked about. So we brought that up, kind of talked that out. Um, understood that she was scared just as much as we were scared, just a bad situation that we went through. So a little shit like that over the kind of build yourself up. Because to be honest, Josh, I feel like I played victim my whole life. Shit that I went through as a kid that stuck with me, and I always played victim about it. I always,
Yeah.
well, fuck, everybody else's life so much better than mine. Why I had to go through that shit? Why I got, why did I have to see that? Why did my brothers, our brother have to go? You know what I mean? I just always seemed like I played fucking victim.
So you learned how to take accountability.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is an important one, man. I tell that to everybody. That I see it. I see it. I can always, when I talk to somebody or somebody's having an exchange with me with messages and stuff, I can always tell by what they're saying if they have that victim mindset and they're failing to take accountability. You know, everybody has a different situation. Everybody's been through different things. Some people been through worse. Some people been through better. Whatever. But the fact of the matter is you got to look at your life and look at the resources available to you. Stop comparing yourself to other people and go, what do I need to do to
absolutely.
get better? I don't give a fuck what they did or the position they're in or what do I need to do to get better? And that's accountability. That's 100% accountability. And a lot of people, a lot of addicts struggle with that.
Yeah, I think we keep it in our back pocket to give us the excuse, Josh. To be honest with you, I think we use it. We use it for one day. We want to get the buckets or something. We got something to justify it, is what we think we're
Yeah.
doing, but it's just all bullshit. But so yeah, it's just accountability. I don't know if by not taking accountability of shit that I'm kind of do now. I mean, even my real dad. I try to break ice to him. Of like, where were you when we were going through the shit? Why, you know what I mean? Like shit that I held
Yeah.
on to. Like where the fuck were you? I didn't get many answers, but I got enough answers to move on. You know what I mean? Like we're good. We're grown ass man now. I can take care of
Yeah.
myself.
That's
So
good though to deal with those things. That's
yeah,
the
because
stuff
Josh,
that you
yeah,
have bottled up. It's good to deal with those and get them kind of put them to rest.
yeah. I mean that's 20, 25 years of just shit that you hold on to. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm saying this to try to help. Try to help the next person up because I don't think that you can really truly move on in life until you address those kind of things. I know it's just scary. I was shimmering talking to my damn mom, like not knowing how to bring up certain past situations.
Yeah.
It's a very uncomfortable situation. Not knowing how one's going to take something. So, but it's a necessity, guys. I mean, if you're struggling, you just continuously hit that pattern. And using your past, childhood upbringing, whatever trauma might have had.
Yeah. I
You,
got a question though that I think it's actually an interesting question. How did you feel after you kind of brought that up and broke the ice on it?
oh,
Did you feel like a big weight was lifted off of you or what?
oh, absolutely, man. It was night and day. It was it was fucking. I mean, it was amazing. I won't even lie to you. Like it was the feel good that we got to talk about. I got to kind of understand because I was so fucking young. I don't know the whole story. I remember bits and pieces, but I don't know the whole fucking story. you know,
Yeah.
why it happened, why we couldn't get away, why, you know what I mean? So I made stories up over the years of why I thought, you know, shit happened or why, you know, why we were put in a position. But yeah, talking to my mom, you know, it mended us. We're closer than we probably ever have been. You know, we talk once a week, every Sunday after church. We get on the phone now, you know what I mean? So we mended. I feel like that relationship got mended, and I was able to move on. And even with my dad, you know, uh, this just happened a couple weeks ago, but like I said, it wasn't. I mean, it could have been a better talk, but it was enough of a talk to for me to move on, you know, inside.
Right.
Like I can do it
Yeah,
moving
you
now.
know, in recovery, they say that you don't forgive other people for them. You do that for yourself.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's a true
like
statement, man. That's a true statement.
yeah,
So yeah, we're moving on. I mean, I'm doing shit this go around that hey, I was terrified to fucking do on the past go arounds. I just thought shit would get better and I'll never do this shit again. But
that's
here,
good though. You're trying new things. You
oh,
know,
for
you
sure, man. Yeah,
new strategies and new stuff will get you new results. The same old shit will get you the same old results.
it never fails. It
Yeah,
never fails. So we're doing that, you know, trying to figure out that kind of stuff. Church, you know, I mean, you asked me about God. I don't even go a year back now. You know, 6 months back, and unfortunately, just how my brain works, you know, he's in the same category as a fucking Easter bunny or you know Santa Claus. You know, some made up figure that you know was just pushed on people. So it wasn't until this past go around, you know, I got in church, man. And it's good. You kind of be surprised, you know, what church will kind of bring into your life and what you
yeah.
can get out of it. So
A lot of people swear by their recovery when it comes to church and religion and God and things like that. And I'm all for it.
yeah, because I mean, it's off the wall stuff that you're fighting, you know, mentally, internally that you don't have answers for because you really
Yeah,
never were educated on it. It just seemed like it never failed. You fuck around, go to church, and as you're in church, something talked about that you were just thinking about, you know, before you got to church. So it
yeah.
does help me, man. I mean, it ain't for everybody, just like rehabs aren't for everybody. It's fine. Me,
Right, and that's what the SCARNation community is all about, man. Accepting everybody, regardless of their pathway or their form or whatever they, you know, we're, the goal here with this community. We all know the goal is to just become better.
yeah,
However you decide to do that, we're gonna support you on it.
no
You know,
matter
you
what.
don't have to do it. Like I'm not gonna look at you because you don't go to the gym and say, well, you ain't doing it right. No, you're just doing it your way and what's working for you. The gym is what works for me.
Yeah,
So I
if
don't.
it,
That's one thing I've always kind of noticed about the online recovery scene, is there's a lot of division. So that compelled me to make a place where everybody can kind of just come, and the only rule is no negativity, no judgment.
and I think we got to balance out. I mean, you don't see none of that throughout the platform. I mean, everybody's boasting each other. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, coming out of addiction too, Josh, like you ain't all wired up right quite yet. You know, over
Yeah,
time, everything starts connecting back. But to get on there and not have a bunch of people, you know, feeding the fucking fire of your negative thoughts and just seeing positive, bringing the next person up, or like, you know, Tyler's good at throwing some funnies out. I try to keep it entertaining. You know,
yeah,
just
yeah.
positive shit. You know, it's I truly think that helps people. You know, instead of getting out somewhere just hearing, you know, people chattering. You know, like you said before. I mean, it draws people in. You know, negativity draws people in. You know, bickering, fighting, and shit. People
Yeah,
come to watch
it's
it
toxic for
for
people.
sure. Yeah, and it's a damn cancer too. You know, it just starts small, and next thing you know, everybody's fucking on the bandwagon. So no, that's SCARNation, man. That's my go-to. It's it's routine. You know what I mean? Stay consistent. Stay
Thank
consistent. You
you.
know,
Hell yeah.
stay consistent and recover. No, the other day I was driving around. Shit, where was I? I was at work doing something, and that saying that you said a while back, it just came to the forefront of my head. What was it? Stand out. What was it? Stand. You said. Ah, can you remember? Stand up, stand out, stand on it. You remember
I
saying
don't
that?
remember. I say a lot of different quotes that I see. I don't remember though.
Yes. Stand up, stand out, and stand on it. It kind of
Stand the fuck up, stand the fuck out, stand on
there
it.
it is.
Something
There
like
it
that.
is.
Yeah.
But no, I
Stand
just
on it. Yeah.
you know it's just the positive shit like that. That's kind of what I'm getting to. It's just positive shit like that that I mean, I lost it in my memory the other day. I was just driving down the road, and all of a sudden that damn saying popped in my head. I'm like, all right, yep, stand up, stand down it. So it's that positive vibe shit that carries people through in
Yeah.
life. So I'm 100% on board with that. But so I mean, other than that, I'm December 20th of last year is when I got clean. Started to try to get my shit back right. Start making all these amends, fixing life. We're feeling good. I'm not trying to get complacent or nothing at this point because
Yeah.
my like I mean yeah, our brains ain't fucking wired right. That's just long story short. So I mean, even the little stuff, we just we just can't take a bunch of bullshit. Like
Yeah.
I mean, anxiety goes up. I mean, I don't know about everybody else, but at least for me, I'm just not there yet to be able to carry the world on my shoulders yet. That's why I respect you, Josh. To be able to do what you do, fighting through
Yeah.
recovery. You know what I mean? That takes a strong motherfucker right there. I mean, that's a lot of emotions going on, trying to help people. You know what I mean? It's a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've had that problem too. You definitely don't want to put too much on your plate. Stress is a big reason people relapse.
yeah,
Uh, that's why, like, to take it back to my early fentanyl usage days, I think that's what got me so hooked on it was all the shit I had on my plate at that time, the stress, the working 80 hours a week, doing all that, and then when I got this, it was just like everything went away. Everything was good.
yeah,
So and I felt like I needed that release each week, and then that one time a week turned into two times, three times, and then full blown. So yeah, you definitely don't want to put too much on your plate. I do got a lot on my plate, but I've learned how to manage it.
right.
I've learned how to manage everything. Stick to a consistent routine. It's in the name, stay consistent. So I live by that. I didn't just make that name up just because it sounds cool. I live by that stay consistent and recover. Every day I wake up, I got it on my mind what I got to do. I have to get up. There is no fucking excuses. I have to get up and do this. And I try to stick to that routine. I try my best to stick to that routine. I slip up like everybody else. I'm human.
Oh, for sure.
But I try. You know what I'm saying? I get up and I try, and it's on my mind, and I know what not to do, and that's just what it is. That's all we can do, one day at a time. Stay
For,
consistent and recover.
for sure, man. Yeah, because like you just said, I mean, as long as it's on your mind, you're making progress.
Yeah,
Because there are those days where you wake up and you just it seems like I get out of whack. I wake up and I'm not in that routine, and I'm not following my thought process, getting ready for the day, and that shit'll throw me off for the whole day.
it will. It
It's just
will.
it ain't
If you
right.
ever notice in rehab, they would get you to make your bed every morning.
Yeah.
They
Oh yeah.
try to the power of a routine. It's well known in recovery that it's essential. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get you used to a routine. That way, when you hit the streets, some people keep it going. Most people don't.
Yeah.
Especially after a 30-day program. I think only three. The rehab I went to said they have a 3% success rate. That's low. That's a very low success rate.
I can see that, man. I mean, you coming out. I mean, you can get a routine there, but you get back to your normal atmosphere, and
Yeah, you start falling back off.
yeah, you just fall off. Yeah. So, like you said, when I was in rehab, I was on a hell of a routine. It was get up, make my bed, and then they damn near had I love cereal. That's my bad habit I got now, but they had damn cereal buffet at this rehab, like every flavor you could have. So I was in heaven. But
Damn.
you know what I mean? Like get down, get your cereal, but and then
Yeah.
every hour on the hour was so they did try to put me in you know a, a consistent path day in day out, but that shit just don't work for me. It has to be me doing my own path, and I got a good one now. My pattern. How me and my wife we get up, we get stuff taken care of. Get kids out to school, get farm ready. So I'm on a good path, man. I'm on a good
That's
pattern.
good.
Yeah,
That's good.
consistency is huge right now. It's
You got to tweak it. You got to tweak it and find out what works for you.
oh for sure, man.
Like everybody's different. My routine probably wouldn't work for a lot of other people, but it works for me, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters for you too, is if it works for you.
Yeah, when it all boils down, I mean, it's all about us and this skin. So it's whatever you gotta do to stay on this beaten path. So, um, But other than that, guys, I mean, that's kind of my story. It's where I'm at. It's there's still work to be done. I mean, this shit ain't stopping. Stopping anytime soon for sure. I'm trying to better myself every day. Just I don't ever want to get back put in that black hole. None of us really do, and I know how to prevent it, and that's just not taking one pill. It's
Yeah.
just don't do it. Whatever it takes. And I've been a lot more vocal, Josh. I mean, I've been so much in my head my whole life, like you know, thinking I can overcome fucking anything in my head. I'm pretty. I get something in my head and I just go for it. And that
Yeah.
it's a double edged sword because I keep everything in. I just try to take care of shit myself. It's kind of I think pattern I gained when I was younger. Just take care of myself. Don't fucking worry about everybody else. Helping me. But here recently, I mean, even opening up, talking to people help. Talking to your spouse more. About your day and just the simple shit. Just getting stuff out of your head instead of holding on to so much stuff seems to be helping me a little bit too. So
For sure, man. For sure. My bad. I was
no, you're
looking
good, man.
here on my phone. So before we get out of here and close out, I want to ask you this: how much roundabout clean time do you have? I think you said you don't really keep up with dates like me. How long you been clean now?
For this route or
This
total?
round,
This
this round
route,
right here.
December 20th. So was that 4 months?
About 4 or 5
Four
months.
and 5 months. So we're
Hell
getting there.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
Yeah, it wasn't yesterday, but yeah, it ain't something I'm trying to go back to for sure. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And you're not going to. You're
no,
not
we
going
ain't,
to.
man.
We're gonna help you out of that shit. Uh so for the people, for somebody, this is the last question I got. For the person in here that's early in recovery or trying to get clean, still in active addiction, what what's the best piece of advice that you have for them?
Oh, get out of your head, 100%. If you're sitting there day in day out, thinking you ain't got somebody to talk to, you're gonna get judged, you're gonna get, kicked out of your whatever fucking situation is that you think that you're in. Get out of your head. Just talk to one person, and you just don't know how much it's gonna help you. It was days and days that I was wanting to stop. I couldn't stop. I couldn't tell nobody. I didn't know who to fucking talk to. It was miserable. So just get out of your head. I mean, just talk about it. We're here at SCARNation. You can reach out to me personally. If you're
Yeah.
ready to make that, if you're ready to make that change, you have nobody to fucking talk to in this world, or don't think you do. Just know that you got one person. I mean, there ain't no judgment. There's no bullshit. There's no you better do it this way or it ain't gonna work. Whatever it takes
Right.
to try to pull you up. I'll try and do it myself. And I mean, we got a couple hundred people on this group now that would do the same thing. So that's my one advice, man. Don't die in your own head.
Yeah.
Don't think that you can't find that key and you're just a lost fucking cause in this world because you ain't. It's just a bad spot that we put ourselves in, and getting out it's hard. I mean, it's work. Don't get me wrong. It's not. You ain't gonna do it overnight. So don't think you got that. Working on your
Right.
side, but just open up. Just know that you ain't the only one with the issues. And we're here to help for sure.
Yeah. I'm really proud of y'all in the community, man. We got a big message here. So before we close out, let me see what Doug is talking about. Yeah, I'm really proud of the community, how much y'all help people and how active y'all are in the community, because that's what makes the difference.
For sure.
I want to ask you, this is how much. So before we hold on, roundabout. So I have no idea what this person.
So before,
I don't know. I think
I'm
that's a
trying.
troll. I
I'm trying
think
to
that
read.
might be a troll.
I'm trying to read too, Josh, and it ain't making sense, brother.
Yeah, it's like over and over. But anyways,
I guess if it's an important question, buddy, reach out to me. I'll try to answer you.
there you go. There you go. Join the SCARNation group, man. A lot. We got a lot of people in there that'll help. Help guide you through it and just be there for you. That's what the group is for. It's
Yeah,
what I made the group for. So hey, Bo, we got 50 minutes in the books.
that's good, man.
uh, I appreciate you for coming on, brother. I
Oh,
know it
you
was
go.
kind of last minute, but hey, I love having the group members on to talk about their experiences and their stories and stuff like that.
Anytime, anytime.
All right, well, that's all I got for y'all today, man. Y'all stay tuned for the next next Sunday's episode, I'll be sure to let y'all know who the guest is going to be. SCARNation signing out.
You better flex up.
Yeah. Hey,
Hey.
I'm about to go to the gym right now.
That's what's up.
All right. Peace out, y'all.